Greetings, and welcome to SS Anime. In this video, I am going to give a review on an anime that I watched recently. This anime is called Aldnoah.Zero. So, without wasting any time, let's get into the video. In the last few years, Gen Urobuchi has risen to prominence as one of the premier story and world builders in Japan. Following on from his success with Gargantia on the Verdurous planet, he penned something darker and altogether more technical, that of Aldnoah.Zero. The premise of Aldnoah.Zero is one based on an alternate history, where humanity discovers the remnants of a super-advanced civilization on the moon. In doing so, the astronauts uncover a hyperspace gate to Mars and a new mysterious power source called Aldnoah. Over time, this new group of humans forms the Ver's Empire and build up a very advanced technological arsenal with the immense power imparted by the Aldnoah drives. Eventually, war breaks out between the Ver's Empire and Earth, in which the hyperspace gate on the moon is destroyed, taking most of the satellite with it. Cut off from Mars, the remaining landing castles and orbital knights stay in orbit around Earth for around 15 years in an ongoing stalemate. It's this stalemate that Princess Salem Ver's Illusia wishes to end peacefully with a visit to Earth. However, things don't go quite as planned and the stalemate is broken, resulting in a new war with the Ver's Empire. Since the initial war broke out and the resultant Heaven's Fall climax, where debris from the moon wrecked the Earth below, humanity has put everything it can into defending itself from the Ver's Empire, who view themselves as a superior form of human, as only they can use the Aldnoah drives. The result of this conflict is a type of mecha called a cataphract, and due to the imminent threat of the Ver's Empire, high school children are trained in their operation. So when the Ver's Empire invades Earth and the mainstay forces are wiped out by the preposterously powerful orbital knights, it falls to these high school kids to take them on. While this may sound typical of most mecha anime from the 70s and 80s, in this instance it really isn't. Urobuchi understands the narrative form of these old shows better than most, and he builds the premise in Aldnoah.Zero very carefully and in a believable way. This is where we get to the main cast, from the unnervingly calm Anaho Keizuka fighting for Earth in his orange Sleipnir to the loyal servant of the Ver's Empire, Slain Troyard, who is despised by most of his compatriots due to his Earth-based lineage. Anaho is probably the best place to start, as much of the initial conflict in the series is based on his ability to take on the vastly advanced Ver's Empire forces through careful analysis. The best description I can give is that Anaho is akin to Sherlock Holmes stuck in a mecha cockpit trying to solve physics puzzles while everyone around him dies horribly. Anaho himself is also very similar to Urobuchi's other mecha anime protagonists and harks back to the anime of Ryosuke Takahashi. Series such as Armored Trooper Votoms and Blue Comet SPT Leisner also have similar emotionally repressed protagonists forced to solve the problems of the battlefield and combat hugely powerful enemies with much weaker hardware. The only criticism I have here though is that Anaho is probably too emotionally detached at times. In the case of the Takahashi anime that clearly influenced Aldnoah.Zero, the characters often suffer from things like post-traumatic stress disorder and visibly wrestle with their emotions. By contrast, Anaho is too perfect, and that makes him a tough character to empathize with. That said, the way he solves the various problems he faces makes for captivating viewing and really helps to ground this mecha anime. On the flip side, we have the more tempestuous Slain that acts as the rival to Anaho throughout the series. Much like the Amuro and Char rivalry in Mobile Suit Gundam, Slain is destined to get the lesser deal despite being an honorable individual. In addition, Slain's Earth-based origins mean that, like Amuro and Char, he already has a great deal in common with Anaho. The way Urobuchi weaves this relationship between the two characters, with the princess caught in between, is definitely bittersweet and very well crafted. That said, this is not for everyone, and while Aldnoah.Zero was popular in Japan, the response abroad was somewhat mixed. Personally, I found it in line with Urobuchi's other work, so I knew what to expect. However, those not familiar with Urobuchi or his obvious love of classic Takahashi series might be left at somewhat of a disadvantage. In terms of these Blu-ray sets, Aniplex has done a very nice job. The visual and audio quality is top-notch, with the latter being notable as it helps to emphasize Hiroyuki Sawano's excellent score for the series. Set over 2 seasons, these Blu-ray box sets also encompass the series in its entirety and as such are quite thorough in terms of what they offer. The bad news is that despite the mini art book each of the 4 collections come with, these box sets are not cheap. Considering that this is only for a 24-episode series, it would have been nicer if the episodes were bundled in one box set at a more reasonable price point. Overall, Aldnoah.Zero is a very good modern mecha anime that exhibits a clear admiration for the anime of Ryosuke Takahashi. This Blu-ray release is also done very well, but the total cost may put some fans off. Aldnoah.Zero is released on Blu-ray and DVD by Aniplex and is available in 4 box sets via Right Stuff Anime. That is it for this video. If you enjoyed this video then don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.